Of course, the universe had to be able to get me for this final stream. Then I welcome back. I am so anyway. Most of you will end up watching this on the replay, and I will undoubtedly end up talking to myself because I can't multitask to the point of sending out the new broadcast link that I just had to create that no one will have. So this is a time I will for sure be talking to myself. So I'll try to keep myself upbeat. But this is crazy. So what happened just now? I don't know. But when I went live on the scheduled link that all of you guys would have had, like I posted earlier, it was just showing a gear icon or something, and the camera wasn't loading on. I personally think it was from YouTube's end. It's not like I did anything different or any of that. But because it doesn't give you many options while you're live, I um, hit the end live button. And as soon as I did that, I remembered that you can't get back into that same live stream link. So fun times. But hopefully, okay, well, I see somebody is there. Good for you. You're a trooper. You searched and you found me. If people click on the my profile, they would happen to find this actual live now. But apart from that, I will essentially be talking to myself or the one person I just saw log on. But anyway, the show must go on. Of course, something had to happen for this last episode. I'm so irritated. Um, if you go on my actual YouTube profile, you'll see live and just click that. The old link won't work anymore. See? At least I know people are interested and are there messaging. Apologies again, but I will jump right into tonight's topic and get started because it was a lot of information to pack in, and we're all already at like 7:08, and I just posted to social media not too long ago bragging about how at 7:30 or 7:31 I am done with social media for a while. Maybe I jinxed it. Anyway, okay, so for week 20, the topic I chose is play like you have a chance. And I'm going to discuss 20 ways to build income, leverage, and opportunities from the Caribbean. And why this finale is a little different is because last Friday night, I watched the Cape Verde play Argentina, and I couldn't shake what I saw. So much so that I even wrote a blog post on it like late night that same night, because they lost the game, but obviously they didn't lose the story. And it's not to say that I felt like I was the only person in the world watching the game, but after I posted the blog post to my Medium profile, then I went on social media, and I guess I was still shocked to see how many people were posting about it. I guess I didn't imagine that it resonated globally with so many people, but that was nice to see. So, um, oh, the link I have the link for that post in the I will have it in the description of this video. I had everything set out for the season 20, the season 1, episode 20 finale. Everything was in the description, everything. I will have to go and do that all over again after this video. I am so irritated. Anyway, but they didn't perform like a team that had already accepted defeat, and that hit me hard, especially coming from the Caribbean, number one, and a smaller island in the Caribbean. So our population is what, just about or just under 300,000, and theirs, when I googled, is like 500,000. They're not much bigger than we are, you understand? And they clearly didn't get what it feels like to come from a smaller country. And I said it in the blog post that being small is a fact, but playing small is a choice. And that is going to be what tonight's lines are going to be along. And now I don't even know if the audio is going well, and I probably won't have anyone to tell me. Some of you are finding me. I'm seeing the view count going up. To those who joined, I am very sorry, but the old link, long story. If you watch this replay when this is done, you'll hear it all at the beginning. I'll try not to harp on about that. But anyway, there's also the week 20 live income lab resources. I have already prepped them. So as usual, you can access them from the link, the resources hub inside the Wealth Circle community. The link for that is also in the description below. Let me know if the audio is fine. I have the window open because of the heat, but I can't tell all the time if it is making any crackling noises on your end. So I try to shield it, but I'm not always sure. Anyway, overall, the game has changed locally, globally, regionally, and I have been doing these sessions because I am so passionate about getting you guys to see the opportunities that are out there. I see them a lot because I more so live in the online world, but even today had a meeting with a client and I'm realizing still that people do not know how many things are right there at their fingertips. It's not like before where majority of things would say unavailable in your region. If you click a platform or a tool or try to sign up for something, you have just about the same access level as somebody from the US, UK, Canada, and that is a first in history. Basically, it means it's also the easiest it has been in history for you to get started and try something, even if you fail. Like, we let our fears get the best of us a lot of times, but what is the worst that can happen if you, let's say you have your full-time job, your 9 to 5 that you feel stuck and frustrated in, and you try something on the side like starting a blog or some, there's no real fallout, but we build up fears in our minds. I'm going off track, so let me bring it back. So what these 20 weeks taught me though, and I'm of course proud of myself for sticking with it and showing up for these 20 weeks, because not every episode was perfect, and this one will go firmly in that category. One that I prepped to perfection, posted the link early enough. So anyway, not everything went according to plan for some of the other weeks. Not episode 1 started off terribly. I had prepped all of the equipment and everything, and nothing would work when it was time to get started at 7 p.m. that night. Similarly, this one I did all the prep in the world because I was so excited to wrap this up because I am tired, and things went haywire again. So what I did with week 1 is I made a blog post about it. I don't think I have the energy to make a blog post about this one tonight, but you know how we say in Barbados, every spoil is a style. So there were weeks where I was tired, weeks where I had hockey or a game. A couple weeks I had to rush home and hit live literally within minutes of getting here, scramble to set up everything. And weeks I considered doing it from my car or another location. But the point is, I showed up consistently every week. And that is all I tell people to do for themselves. So you don't have to do anything for me, but even for yourselves, especially the people I hear feeling down and out about their current situation. You can't wait on government or anyone else to really save you. Should they be doing some saving? Yes. They're supposed to be for the people, and all that. But if history has taught us anything, is that we can't afford, literally or figuratively, to wait on them. So while they're shaping up, hopefully you can still get started doing stuff for yourself. And sometimes that is the lesson, just showing up and being consistent for yourself. If you have to do it for somebody else as the motivation, we'll do that. That's kind of what I had to do, where I had to find a bigger mission for me to even be on social media because I hate it. So for me, it was about getting all these topics that I have knowledge and experience on or with to the masses, really. So consistency is not always glamorous. Tonight is one of those nights where, again, I'm seeing the couple people that found the live stream. Thanks again to you all. It won't feel like I'm talking to myself fully. But sometimes, as I said, it's not always glamorous, but it's about just making that decision to show up or stick with the thing, whatever it is. So just deciding, okay, I will show up every week, 7 p.m. by the hook or the crook, and do it. The breakthrough is not always one big major moment like you might see in some TV shows. Sometimes the breakthrough is just becoming the kind of person who keeps showing up. So just also wanted to add another note on fear, risk, and the muscle of training, because like anything else, this is about building muscle for yourself. So a lot of people don't take action because they are afraid, and I get it. But and to be fair, fear exists. Yeah, my father would love that sentence. To be fair, F-A-I-R, fair, F-E-A-R, exists for good reasons. It can protect you. It can make you check things properly. It can stop you from being reckless and doing some dumb stuff. However, fear is not supposed to completely rule your life or every single action you take. So everything has risk. We just don't think of the normalized things we do as having risk. So if you choose to lay in bed all day, that has risk. The roof could fall in. I'm not trying to be all extreme, but it is true. It could happen. Every time you get in your vehicle, that carries risk. Every time you eat food, it carries risk. Even drinking water, it carries risk. So all these things that you do, they do carry risk, but we just don't see them as risk because they've been so normalized because we've been doing them over time. You've built that muscle, just like you learned to ride a bicycle. You've built that muscle. So I have even some unnatural fears. I am like deathly afraid of lizards. I hate them. I do not care what people tell me. My same dad, he for years he would be telling me, but the lizards are more afraid of you than you are of them. And look at they're like a little bit your size and you're much big. I do not care. It is not logical in the least to have this fear of lizards, but it exists, is real to me. I hate to see how they move and skitter across the floor or walls. I hate them in all colors, sizes, shapes, and forms. Don't care what anybody says. But the point is, regardless of my feelings, and feelings aren't facts, I always tell people that, I can still acknowledge that I'm not going to let a lizard stop me from moving about my day to day tasks, or going outside. I stay away from the bushes if I'm being real. But I have done stuff like hikes ever so often. I go outdoors where lizards are. Every time I go up by my dad's apartment, I'll walk up the pathway. I tell myself I feel like I'm walking through the valley of the shadow of death because there's so many lizards. I watch them scatter away, but it's still an illogical fear there that I have. I don't like them. I hate to see them. The point is, I do stuff anyway. So you can't let your fear be crippling to the point where you don't take any action that you're supposed to take. Um, so some things only become normal after you put in the reps, as I said. And you learn to ride a bike, you learn to catch a bus, you learn to drive a car, all of those things that probably once felt strange or scary or stuff like that, um, uncomfortable or risky, you learn to do. And you probably don't feel scared or like it is a big risk every time you, like I said, get out of bed or drive your car or something like that. But that's because you built the muscle. Um, so building online, selling online, starting a new project, trying something for the first time, working internationally, using AI after hearing about it so much and all that, creating content, making your first post on social media, creating services and offers for people and making your first pitch to someone. All of these things can also become normal, even though they now feel scary or you might have some fear around them or they might be uncomfortable. So you have to start somewhere. Fear can let the fear inform you, like it gives you some sort of data, but don't let it imprison you. But anyway, so now we are to the meat of the matter, the 20 ways you can build income, leverage, and opportunity from the Caribbean or globally. These work just as well. So I can't teach all 20 of these in detail in this forum right now, of course, but I want you to hear them because some of you still don't realize how many things, as I said, are right there within reach at our fingertips and how many doors are actually open today to us in the Caribbean like never before, and to anyone else globally in underserved or underrepresented regions. So I don't want you to hear this as just theory. So in the resources hub for this episode, I'm including some examples of real people and resources you can look at for yourself. So people of different ages, races, backgrounds, countries, people with different accents, Caribbean accents, non-Caribbean accents, because my point is I hear excuses every time somebody asks me a question. Not every time, but someone may ask me a question like, or have a statement like, but I can't start on YouTube. Who will want to listen to me with my accent or whatever? There are people there with the thickest Indian accents, Nigerian, um, Ghanaian. They don't have a thick accent really. Caribbean people. There's a guy included on the list from the Bahamas. There's a YouTuber called Beijing Canadian. He's a huge YouTube gamer. All of these are people who are doing it whether from their home country or some other country, but they're people who got started. That's the point. So there's people who also on the list who also started later in life because I know for a fact some people who are older think that, okay, it's too late for me, but I guarantee you it is not too late for you to get started. You're not too young or too old to get started. Well, the young part might just be a matter of platform age limits. That's different. But there's no platforms out there, like say YouTube, that have a cap off on older content creators. YouTube, for example, has actually been encouraging older content creators to get started. So I'm talking people in their 60s, 70s, 80s. They want your content. You understand? Think of how many other people like you are sitting out there and would be your exact audience. Younger people are watching, older people are watching. There's a whole world out there, and the internet is connecting all of us right now, plus these platforms. So it's smart to get on board. So as I said, I've included all types of examples, people who are using their phones to record, because yes, I hear the excuse as well that, I don't have a camera or all the equipment. People take up their phones and get started using the front facing camera or the back camera. And believe it or not, all of those types of content, in my opinion, the more raw and unfiltered and unedited it is, the better it is in a lot of cases, because there's so much AI content out there. People will be doubting more and more what is real and questioning. And if you just show up with your authentic self, even if it looks grainy or whatever, it'll probably signal to somebody, oh, AI didn't do that. And it's actually what you might be seeing as a drawback or a con might actually be a pro or a positive. So anyway, you can also use simple skills to turn them into opportunities. So it's not about copying the people that I have on the resources list, but you can just look at them as inspiration and see that this is not imaginary. Check the resources for this episode. That link will be in the description below. As I said before, you have to go and add back all that information because the first link got messed up. Still not pleased about that. But anyway, so with that said, let me give you 20 ways you can build income, leverage, and opportunity from the Caribbean or globally in no particular order. The list. So number one, freelancing. So you can offer services on platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, Contra, or directly through your own network or website. And all you have to do is start with one skill, solving one clear problem for somebody and getting them one specific result. So if you do accounting, if you know how to, I don't know, make clothes, well, those platforms not good for that part. But let's say, accounting or taxes or social media content creation or even things that you think might not be valuable, just go and even check out the platforms. If even if you don't sign up, just check them out and see what other people are selling as products and services, and that can give you inspiration. Just Google, okay, what could I do with my skills on Fiverr or Upwork? All these are methods you can use. Number two, remote work for international companies. So you can look at places like LinkedIn, remotely. That's another one. Flex Jobs, remote.co, Working Nomads, and company career pages. But be careful of scams, of course. However, don't let the threat or fear of scams stop you from exploring responsibly, because even on, say, LinkedIn or Indeed or those job sites, it's not that the platform itself might be a scam, but some people may post scammy listings on those sites. So you still have to do your due diligence, but certain trade and true principles work because principles don't change. So let's say if anybody is asking you for money up front or telling you that, oh, okay, you just have to pay a membership fee to get an interview, and those are red alerts, red flags, those are the kind of things that should make you go, okay. Or they tell you, hey, to give yourself the best chance and just pay this nominal fee here or this subscription, and then we can add you to this pool of candidates. Don't stay away from those ones. Anybody who's legit will have their information properly laid out and their process. Number three, consulting or coaching. So if you know how to help someone solve a problem, I don't know if this wind is blowing in here. Just this to be happening for this. Anyway, you can package that knowledge into a session, an audit, a course, an ebook, a checklist, or a support offer, anything like that. And you don't always need a huge company or anything to start. You just need a clear problem and a clear solution for it, the way you help the person. So number four, digital products. So we're talking things like templates, guides, checklists, planners, workbooks, prompt packs, those still work. Resource lists, And training sessions, anything like that you can package. They can all become digital products. Platforms to research include Gumroad, Payhip, Coffee, Lemon Squeezy, and even your own website for those of you who have one. Etsy, that's number 5. That can be used for handmade products, digital downloads, printables, templates, craft supplies, and other allowed categories. So you want to check and make sure. And Etsy has an existing market similar to Amazon, which is coming next. So read the rules and understand any limitations, all of that. So don't go and just copy people's designs or whatever, because you might get away with wrongdoings for a while, but most people eventually get caught. And don't go doing copyright materials like stuff from Disney and all that, as cute as you may find it, or don't follow anybody who's telling you to use copyrighted material. It probably won't end well for you. Just look at the number of stories of people who it hasn't ended well for. Anyway, Amazon. So depending on your, so there's number 6, Amazon. Depending on your model and eligibility, you can look at different Amazon call it sub platforms or offers, like say selling through there's Seller Central, there's Amazon KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. I have published a book using that. So again, and I don't have any other citizenship, so we're clear besides Barbados citizenship. Where was I? Oh yeah, so you can sell merch, you can sell clothing, other kinds of products. So it doesn't mean it's easy, but it's a lane to research because you can access it. Print on demand is number 7. Print on demand, POD. So print on demand lets you create products like shirts, other clothing items, books, mugs, phone cases. There's some sites that have just about every single item you can imagine that you can do as print on demand. It is still a very, I would say, underexplored or an unknown category for the Caribbean, because when I say, most people go like, what? But that is actually probably one of the more suitable routes you can go, because you don't need inventory to get started. So how print on demand works is that, well, the name is kind of self-explanatory, where somebody else somewhere, some company is holding inventory of whatever kinds of items. You upload your design, and what is happening? You upload your design and it is printed on demand. So let's say you would have your design uploaded to either their site, or there's some that work via your website where you then have to link the platform. But either way, there's some, like I said, that you just have to set up your own storefront on their platform. But regardless, the rest of the model works the same way, where whatever item it is that you chose, whether it's a beanbag chair, a shower curtain, a blanket, a rug, shirts, pants, it doesn't matter. Whatever item it is, mugs, whatever, when you upload your design, and that's pretty much it. It goes on the items you select. And when a customer makes a purchase of, let's say, that t-shirt, then the company prints it and ships it to the person. So the person would have entered their own address and all of that. You do nothing besides collect money after the platform takes its fees for producing the item, of course, and printing it and shipping it to the person. You keep the rest of the money. So you never had to go and physically buy a plain t-shirt to be printed on, or a plain shower curtain or mug or whatever. It's as simple as that. A customer places an order for an item, the other company prints it, sends it to the customer, and that's it. So it doesn't mean, again, that it's like the easiest thing. Everything here will require some sort of effort. There are no quick fixes or shortcuts or any of that. But anyway, it still works. So platforms you can research include Printful, Printify, Redbubble. And Redbubble is one of the ones that, if you're an absolute beginner, I would suggest you can try that one, because they have like a one-click feature where if you upload one design, all you do is select which products you want it to go on. There's an option that lets it go on all one time, meaning you would see your design show up simultaneously on the shower curtains, the shirts, the pants, the tote bags, the rugs, the mugs, everything. Are you hearing me? Thank you. So number eight, drop shipping. So drop shipping still exists, but it requires proper research, I would say, and like research on these suppliers, customer service, marketing, and realistic expectations. There are also some platforms that, similar to Redbubble, allow easier drop shipping, but the lazy version is what usually gets people in trouble. But the good news is most platforms now have AI baked into them that even recommends which items you should sell. So I went into a little bit of detail on what print on demand is, but with drop shipping, that is basically a similar model to print on demand, but the products are normally already kind of sitting there. So let's say while print on demand, they're being made to order as orders come in. With drop shipping, when the orders come in, let's say a bunch of inventory may have been sitting there already. So whereas print on demand, you're now going to go and print a design on a shirt. With drop shipping, you already typically have, let's say, 100 shirts there already printed, and when somebody orders, one shirt is sent out, or 10 shirts, or however many the person ordered. Hope I was clear enough with that example. So next up, affiliate marketing. That's number nine. So you can earn by recommending products, tools, services, offers, programs, and all of that to other people. So this can include things, platforms like, say, you can become an affiliate through platforms like Amazon Associates or software affiliate programs. There are tons out there. Their partner networks or direct referral programs. Affiliate marketing means you don't even need your own product or service to get started. Meaning, somebody has an existing product or service, you just recommend it to other people. You would typically get a code or a link that people have to use that allows you to be credited for the sale, whether in part or, like, let's say you make a percentage cut of whatever sale that was based on the affiliate program's terms. So some people may pay recurring commissions every month or lifetime commissions where a person bought through your code or link one time, and as long as they're a paying customer of the tool or service product that they bought, you continue to earn on it. Some things are a one-time fee, meaning somebody may have spent $1,000 on software one time through your code, and if the terms said that you would make 20% of that, then that is what you would get. So that's how affiliate marketing works. And all of these things, just let them spark something with you, and you can go and further research. Of course, Google is right there, and that also has a link into it, Gemini, which you can ask away, ask you all the questions you have. I saw another person found the stream. You guys are trippers. Apologies again. The original link got messed up, so here we are pushing through. Number 10, YouTube content creation. So YouTube is not dead, as some people say that I see online. Long form content still builds trust and connection with your audience. Search ability, visibility, authority, and opportunity. So you don't need to be Mr. Beast. He's a content creator who was on YouTube for a while, has millions of followers. You don't need to be that person. You need a clear audience and a clear problem and message that you have, a clear problem you solve, clear solution, all that. And note that I said some of that information for some of this repeated for some of these same 20 ways or whatever. Short form content, that's number 11. So you have things like Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Facebook Reels. So those kind of things to help people discover you even faster or give you more reach across these social media platforms. And you don't have to go into it chasing views. Clearly, if I was chasing views, I wouldn't be doing this in this format. Anyway, so you can use short form content to even point people to your long form content if you want, or to your offers or deeper work that you do, and or your community or anything like that. Number 12, you have online tutoring or teaching. So you can teach academic subjects, non-academic subjects. If you were to start Googling and see some of the subjects that people have going, like full courses on, like how to be a worm. I'm not making this stuff up. Like, people have some of the most outlandish courses out there. And that's to say, whatever course you had in mind that you thought wasn't good enough or that you shouldn't try it, I'm telling you, you have no reason not to try it. Put it out. Everything is going haywire. This is so irritating. Ugh, anyway, so you can do tutoring or teaching on your using your professional skills. It can be on software, language, music, business, exam prep, and just about any subject, as I mentioned. So this can be done through platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, even your own booking page, or platforms like Udemy, Skillshare, or some other ones, Preply, and a lot of others. There are more and more every year. Some are free to get started. Some you might have to pay a fee, whether per sale or per course that you upload. But the point is, there are options you can explore there. So, number 13, paid communities or memberships. So, if people need ongoing support, resources, accountability, or guidance, a paid community can help with all of those aspects. So, platforms to research include School, which is the one I currently host my community on, the Wealth Circle. As usual, the link is in the description, or will be in the description below. You can try Patreon. There's one called Circle. There's WAP that also allows for communities. Or there are other tools out there, as I said. So you even have WhatsApp communities, Instagram communities, Facebook communities. All those things still work. Just have to think of where your target audience spends their time and who you want to reach and all that, and choose the best platform for your situation right now. So you also have Telegram, by the way. So number 14, workshops and live classes. You can teach focus on a focused topic. So I mentioned some of the others in the previous example when I mentioned tutoring and coaching, but you can use these for paid sessions, online or in person. So you can use a simple registration form. Google Forms still work; they're still free, and you can have a payment link. I think somebody else might be messaging. Oh boy. Again, apologies for all the mix-ups tonight with this link. I'm so irritated. Anyway, you can use a simple registration form, as I said, payment link, a live session tool, so the same Google Meet, Zoom, any of those, or again, any of the platforms. School is another platform that I mentioned just now for something else, communities, but that works for live sessions as well with their own native software. So there's a lot of things you can use. That is the point. So it doesn't have to start off as a full course. Sometimes if you're even stuck on choosing a course, these are the kind of things that can help guide it. Like if you start doing workshops and live classes. So as an example from these sessions, people would message me after or sometimes comment during the live, and that would help shape, okay, maybe what topic I'm doing next. So uh, number 15, selling services through your own website or link hub. So you can use a simple website, even just a landing page, a funnel, anything like that. Platforms that I like to recommend to people. The top one I normally recommend is direct.me, but I find they've been getting a little money grabby of late, but I can't complain because they've used them for free for so long. So there's that. There's still Linktree. There's one called Card, CRRD. There's so many others. Or you can use your own business system to get started and explain what you offer, how you help the person, and what problem you solve, all of that, and how people can work with you. So again, those same kind of things have been repeated for some earlier options I mentioned. Number 16, collecting payments online. So payment access is not perfect in the Caribbean, as we discussed even up to last week in that episode on investment and funding options. It's still limited, but there's still more options that many people are aware of and realize. So depending on your country and setup, you can check out platforms like, PayPal. Most of you would have heard that by now. But there's also, as I even said for an earlier example, PayHip, Gumroad, Coffee. That's KOFI. Wise, WISE, Payoneer, PAYONEER. Why am I trying to spell these? All of them are listed in the resources hub for this episode. Then you also have local bank options and other payment tools. So number 17, this is to do with using AI to move faster, and AI agents. So AI can help with research, planning, organizing, content ideas, scripts, outlines, customer questions, helping you literally answer your customers, business workflows and automations, admin tasks, repetitive tasks, but it can also help you execute on tasks. So, but say no, use it with judgment. I always say don't follow any person or tool blindly. You don't want to do that. But you can also create AI agents to execute on the task. So if you want something that responds to your email or responds to people on WhatsApp or other platforms, That is possible today, whether it is a voice agent that handles calls, all of those things are possible. Now, not all of them are cheap, but they're possible. If you have questions, of course, feel free to shoot me a message. Where was I? Killing me. Building number 18, building tools with vibe coding, and I covered that I think 2 episodes ago. So you can use tools like lovable.dev, which I mentioned as the featured tool for that episode. You have others like Replit, Bolt. Um, yeah, there are many others. There are similar platforms you can use to prototype or fully create apps, tools, platforms of your own. You can do simple things like calculators or trackers to more complex stuff and complex apps and all of that. But you can start simple. The point is, go and just even test it out. Is all I'm saying. Most of these things are offer free accounts. Is not to say you have to sit and sign up for every single platform in a day, but I've given you the tips and tools and tricks and all that over the weeks that I've been doing this. Where I said, if you're nervous and you have a personal email address that you have linked to your business or your banking and your whole life, like don't use that. Go and get a free Gmail account. They still let you get them for free. Go and get one and use that to then sign up for the different platforms you want to try. Just start simple and small, you know. Number 19, automating business operations and workflows. So you can use tools like Zapier. How did I pronounce it? Zapier or Zapier? Anyway, Zapier. So Zapier. I'm done spelling these tools. They're in the resources hub. Anyway, Make is another one. Google Forms is a simple one that still works. Google Sheets, the calendar, apps and tools, CRMs as customer resource management. Um, Platforms, workflow tools, and all these things work to reduce repeated manual work. So you can start with one repetitive task that you have and just automate that. Um, that's really my area when it comes to the AI and automation systems. Of course, I love them because they cut down all the repetitive work you're gonna have to do. Like when somebody books a session with me, I don't have to be up at 1 a.m. If they book at 1 a.m., they get an automated message saying, hey, welcome, and yada, yada, yada. Automation. So number 20, turning local knowledge into global value. So your Caribbean experience, your cultural knowledge, and I find that a lot of people see these things as negatives or cons or drawbacks. I'm telling you, the things that people are often looking at in that light are the opposite. So your Caribbean accent could be one of the things that sets you apart in a world out there that has, let's say, the is used to the American accent. It's not that any is bad or wrong or good or they're not better or worse than the other. People might just be fascinated because, oh my gosh, what's that accent? And we're not talking about the hardcore Bajan accents that not even some of us can understand. But that's a whole other topic that I was discussing with somebody. I saw a comment there. There's a relatively new app that you can receive USD payments on. Sendana. Okay, thank you. I don't even know if I it doesn't even look vaguely familiar. Is it an African one or is it one that's available for the Caribbean? Put a comment there, but I like that. Knowing me, if I, who am I kidding? Excuse my rudeness. I had to go and type it in Google one time. That's why I encourage people to do. So it's saying get paid worldwide, withdraw in minutes. Okay, well that's my point. There's so many options out there, and our viewer gave us another one to try. Go check it out. Um, so as I said, the Caribbean experience, your cultural knowledge, skills, community insight, cultural insight, and just your lived experience. Do you understand that that is what can become content if you want it to be? It can become consulting, products, services, training, tourism resources, travel guides. People buy all of these things online. Oh no. There are even some agents that have listings online for like tours in Bridgetown. You might not be thinking along those lines because you grew up seeing Bridgetown as just town. It's just something normal that you go to when you want some items. But people get paid to give tours doing that. If you write a travel guide for somebody looking to travel to Barbados who doesn't know the ins and outs, people pay for those things online. You understand? So the whole diaspora resources, the research, the storytelling, all of those things can be packaged. So don't assume local means small Or do you know how many people out there want to learn like Caribbean cuisine, Caribbean cooking, Caribbean food? I live here and I want to learn. Well, I don't want to do it myself. I just want to eat. I know my lane. I'm a consumer. I'm a food consumer. I don't need to cook it. Anyway, but you can still start a blog, a YouTube channel, a Patreon channel. Like there's so many options is all I keep saying. You can start, create a digital product, a digital cookbook. There are so many options you can do with your content. Do you get that? So anyway, so the game has truly changed, and the question is whether you're going to keep playing by the old, antiquated, outdated rules, or if you're going to jump in modern day and give these things a try. The worst thing that you can do is like stumble. So the reality check, because this is not magic, obviously, all these things. None of these things mean that it's easy or everybody would get rich tomorrow or that you should just quit your job or um, you're ignore any responsibilities you have going on or chase every shiny thing. But difficulty does not mean it is impossible. All Just about everything on that list I have either done, still do, or at minimum tried, especially when it came to proving somebody wrong. So there are times when somebody said, okay, you can't do print on demand from the Caribbean. And yes, I did. There's a necklace that I even have that I did as a print on demand one. There's sales I made with the same print on demand. I have a Redbubble account that is still up. I never paid it any mind, but sometimes I literally do things as proof of concept to be able to show people that yes, it is possible. Because if I pick a lane, I go and study the best people in that lane and I execute. So with Redbubble, when I decided, okay, I'm going to try it, I went and Googled and found, okay, the top Redbubble sellers, what are they doing? And they had YouTube videos, luckily. And I sat and I binge watched some of them. And I was like, okay, so I have a clear banner on your store. They like creative designs on that platform. So have that. Okay, put the ability for people to buy it on any items they have. So shower curtains, shoes, whatever. Great. And within days, I made sales. You understand? But you also, for me, I'm somebody that likes alignment. So I didn't stick with Redbubble, not because it doesn't work. I'm just not passionate about sitting doing designs like that. Okay. But my point is, it can work. And if you are somebody who likes that kind of stuff, the lane is still wide open. You understand that? And you can mix and match and marry different strategies. So you can have a Redbubble account, but while they have their own organic traffic, and like a search engine, you don't have to sit and wait on them to send you sales or for people to discover your store. You can post about your own store on your own social media, which is also free. You understand? And you can drive sales toward that Redbubble profile that you have. So like the world is your oyster at this point. Anyway, people have said for a long time that so many things are dead. Drop shipping is dead. Affiliate marketing is dead. YouTube is dead. And one thing I've always been big on is principles and patterns, and they don't really change. A lot of times when you see and hear people out there making those comments, typically they have an agenda. So if somebody is into affiliate marketing hardcore, they might be the ones pushing the message hardcore that every other lane is dead. It doesn't make sense because they have their own vested interest. I tend to stay away from those types of people because I find it to be a little dishonest and at minimum disingenuous. What did I say? Disingenuous. But the point is, people will say all those things, but it doesn't mean it's true. I've even said market saturation is a myth because so many people out there complain about, I can't even find somebody to do my natural hair. So the market can't be saturated with natural hair people. It might be people that aren't great at it, but the lane is wide open for somebody that does a great job at it. They could take my money all day, every day. And I know a lot of people are in my same boat and would gladly like pay their money for it. So anyway, every year people say all that stuff, and every year new people get started and find success in any of these lanes. So my point is, you can do it too. Um, I always say anything works if you work it properly. Any system or strategy can work, but you still have to work it. So don't let someone else's limitation become your life sentence. So, what you can do in the break from these live income lab sessions is invest in yourself. Like whether that's time, money, resources, invest in yourself. So don't just wait on me to come back or anything, because I'll be off doing other stuff that I want to do. So just pick one lane, start with one tool, one skill, one platform, one program. Just do one thing. I'm literally here begging you guys at this point to do it for yourselves. This is not putting money in my pockets. You understand? I'm telling you, do it for you. There's no hidden agenda. There's no nothing. You know how many weeks somebody messaged me or even my mom or and messaged her and told her, hey, like this content is so good, Terry should charge for it. I agree, mind you, I agree. However, like I said, I'm on a bigger mission right now, and I just wanted to use this series to get the information from here out there. So all I'm asking for is that you get over whatever fear is stopping you or excuses um, disguised as real reasons, and just try, like, get started. Pick one thing and just start. So pick one opportunity and give it 30 days of honest effort, not just like, you feel motivated for like one 10-minute session or something. 30 days of consistency, whether you decide, okay, I'm going to work on this thing 15 minutes a day, 1 hour a day, something. Like, do it for yourself. So document what you learned. That's also something I always encourage people to do, for yourself, but also because you never know who it's going to help. I can tell you from years back when I was going through all the hardships just trying to do basic business things in Barbados, I had no idea that it would lead here. Luckily, I did document things, whether on paper or on a Google Doc or in my head, but the point is I can now share that knowledge and help other people. So think of it that way. So whether I went through the good, the bad, or the ugly, those experiences give me enough knowledge and experience to now do something like this. So in terms of signing off now, I don't know when I will be back in terms of this kind of series, but the playlist will stay available, as I keep saying, unless YouTube decides to take it down for whatever reason. If they do it, that would just be bad mind and trying to keep out the Caribbean people then, you know. But I just want to leave you with this, and um, I included the line in the blog post about that football game as well. Being small is a fact, but playing small is a choice. So that football game reminded me of that. So I just wanted to remind you of that as well. So I think that's it for me. Thank you for tuning in.